So here's why I have switched from hyprland to sway. I'm probably gonna upload this to YouTube too, this specific clip. So anyways, first, I was using like a shit ton of keybinds in my sway, right? So here's the thing. Move windows. It's 12 different keybinds just to move. You may ask, why 12 different keybinds? Why not just 4? Because I also have modifiers for the speed. So I have to keep track all that in my head. On top of that, the resizing one is 24. 24 different keybinds just to resize windows, right? And yeah, it's a lot of different keybinds. However, in hyprland, since I'm using Lua, I can write my own function, which would be able to incrementally increase the keybind in an exponential rate, right? So the longer I hold it, this is the function, by the way. So the longer I hold it, the longer it increases the speed. What do I mean by all of this crap? I mean is I can hit Windows M, that's my moving submap, and then just see this. I'm holding down L, and I'm actually doing nothing. It's increasing the speed on its own by how much time I've held it down. So it increases this at an exponential rate. And one might ask, why would you want that? Less keybinds, more intuitive, and I have fine-grained controls with just one keybind. With just a single keybind, I can do all of this, like just any speed, based on how much time I have actually held down the keybind. That's a lot. That's like a really great functionality, like in my humble opinion. It's the same for resizing stuff. So I can hold all of this, and yeah, this is specifically not hyprland stuff. So David Go Default says, that's crazy, I didn't know this stuff about hyprland. So this is specifically not just hyprland related stuff, rather another functionality that I'm using is windows. And yeah, Sway has window rules. Like a lot of window managers for Wayland has window rules. What Sway doesn't have is a window rule to not capture specific windows. What do I mean by all this? What I mean is I can open my password manager on stream without like shitting myself, because it's gonna be fully black on stream. It's currently rendering for me, but it's not rendering for OBS. And yes, there we go. Default is gonna say, have you tried using Neoi? I know this is possible in Neoi. However, what's not possible in Neoi, because I'm using Lua, is I can have specific timers and specific lag compensation on when the window is gonna render again. Now, here's my example. So this should all be black. This is my friends tab. This is a DM. It should all be black. Now, if I go to my announcements, this. Now, here's the thing. Let me go to my moderation chat, right? And thankfully, I'm not gonna like leak my shit, and it's actually gonna be black. Okay, so I went to my moderation, right? And suddenly it's all black. But you have seen that not a single frame was leaked because it was instant. However, on Discord, when you switch to a different channel, your client, your what's it called, your window title gets updated first, then your client switches to the channel after a few frames. So on those few frames, you can leak private information, and that's a no-no. However, I'm gonna click general chat now. 3, 2, 1. As you can see, it had a 1 second lag compensation delay. And that's I'm doing with Lua. Again, I went to my moderation. It's instant. Look to the window title. Look to the window title. So I went to general chat. The window title changed instantly, but a 1 minute lag compensation delay. Now how am I doing that? I'm doing that via this function. Exact. So here's why I'm using hyprland, and this is just 1% of what I have planned. I wish I didn't have to use hyprland, because I wish awesomewm existed on like a full ported awesomewm existed on Wayland. However, it's still not possible. Like, it's still not in Wayland yet, like a full port. And I know awesomewm like window managers exists, like features that are borrowed from awesomewm, but not a full awesomewm port. I'm waiting for that. And yeah, I don't align myself with a lot of stuff from, like, I know hyprland controversy, I know all that, and to be honest, I don't like the devs too. I don't like vaxry, and I'm gonna say it on stream, and this is probably gonna be on video too. But yeah, I have to use hyprland because Lua, and I'm good with Lua. Anyways, so thankfully you asked, and thankfully I can just put this to YouTube too later. So yeah, thanks for asking.